Welcome back to Fallingfoxgaming, everybody. I'm your host Blaine, and today we're picking up with some more Kenshi. Now, the last time we left off, we were in a bit of a situation. We were in the middle of attacking a military outpost, and we had captured several of their people. But then we got two different raid warnings. The first seemed to be a standard raid, but the second one is something I've never heard of before, something that seemed to be far more vicious. It said we were about to be attacked by the mighty Canhead, and I have no idea what that actually is. So what I've done is I've pulled everybody back, got everybody inside, and got everybody prepared for a full-on assault. We have 6 people on the turrets right outside the gate. We have 3 people up on the turrets over here, and 3 more on this tower over here. We have a guard watching over our prisoners in case anything happens in there. And Bash is inside the building here, sleeping. We have every single door locked, and so that way, our entire base is in lockdown. Now I've went ahead and I've removed all of the bad gear and the backpacks off of everybody, so that way everybody can fight in force. Now the one thing I will say about this is I have no idea what to expect, but I think we're ready for it. Several hours have passed, and we finally get our first sightings. To the east, a small contingent of Black Dragon clan are trying to raid us once more. We do not fear them, we've dealt with them several times over, and yet they try to raid us any time we're assaulted by a larger faction. They hardly made it to our walls before one of them was dropped, and now they cling to the walls behind our tower, trying to avoid our crossbows. They fear us. The moment we opened our gate, the Black Dragons tried to slip in. A foolish move on their part, for it was only a trick. Ryoko managed to escape out the gate and prepare to attack, potentially kidnap, mighty Canhead. We finally have a visual on him and his party. Cannibals from the north. We've never seen them before, but we've heard of their kind. Let's see what Ryoko can do. Let's see if Ryoko can be a hero and end this fight before it even begins. Now that we can see them, mighty Canhead is a threat. He's quite powerful, good stats, good armor, but the other cannibals just are not that impressive. So what we're going to do is we're going to have Ryoko come out this way here and just try and knock out mighty Canhead in the middle of his group and see if she can kidnap him. Her first attempt fails, but the crossbow fire sends the cannibals running in a panic. Now is Ryoko's chance to strike, and her strike is true. Down goes mighty Canhead, and she can kidnap him now freely. Getting inside the gate now is quite simple. All Ryoko has to do is walk back across the threshold. Behind the gate lies a pile of Black Dragon clan bodies and cannibal corpses. This is what happens when you build a base properly. It's difficult for enemies to breach the walls. It's time now to build a prison for our new friend, and to discuss what it is exactly we've done here, and why it succeeded so well. So the reason why I think this worked out so well is our base design. We have cornered walls here, which means they get attacked constantly while trying to get to the gate, which they have to then break through while taking crossbow fire. The other thing is the cannibals went through the Fogman territory and they split up multiple times, so I think they got attacked and weakened multiple times before ever getting to our gate. And that's why I think it was so simple this time around. I think it could have been a lot harder had they not came from the Fogman territory. So I wanted to show you guys how to build a base so that way you can be really efficient with these kind of attacks. First, you do a gate. You only really need a tier 1 gate and tier 1 walls. But the key to it is to have 6 crossbows that are watching the gate, so that way they can just pummel people that are trying to break through the gate. The next thing is these walls. My walls are very specifically cornered and angled, so that way when they come off, they turn gradually, and then turn back in a sharp arc. This forces anybody coming through to travel around in a wide arc, which means they get hit by the crossbows easier. If you have a wall that just kind of ends, sometimes the crossbows will just shoot the wall instead of the people, as they kind of run back and forth. So make sure you have your walls angled like this. It'll keep them from basically tricking the crossbowmen into firing wrong. The next thing is the towers. Having a tower over here allows you to have one crossbowman that can have their fire be concentrated on the gate and anybody in that area. The other two shoot outwards. They actually kind of shoot anybody that comes in and approaches, or anybody that's trying to run away. So it's actually kind of a bonus to have them over here. Sure, they may not be able to hit the gate, and you could have them doing something else in the meantime, or build crossbows facing the gate, but I like to keep them over there so they can hit anybody that's retreating. The second tower over here is the exact same thing. 3 people on a turret facing different directions. With the dual raid on our base thwarted, I think we can turn our attention back to the holy military bases. I don't think the cannibals are coming back. They've kind of scattered, and in all reality, they're pretty far away, and there's only 1 or 2 of them floating around. I don't think it's worth our time and attention to hunt them down. If they come back, they'll just be killed by crossbows, otherwise they'll just kind of wander around and not be a threat to us. So what we're going to do now is we're going to kind of resituate ourselves, get rid of these bodies, and then head back out to attack the military base again. And don't worry, I didn't forget about mighty Canhead. We're just going to deal with him next time when we have a little bit more free time to play around with him. Returning back to the military outpost, we find ourselves in a nice situation for once. The outpost seems to be on the defensive. There are no guards at the gates. The only guards in sight, in fact, are on the harpoons and the crossbows on top of the buildings and walls. Their numbers are dwindling. It seems as though whatever they're facing out here between us and the Fogmen, they can't handle it. They're beginning to fall apart. They are vulnerable. It's time we take a look inside their buildings with Ryoko and Bash and see if we can find a chink in their armor. See if we can bring them down a peg. Sneaking up to the fort itself is quite easy. There's nobody guarding this side of the walls at all. On the far side we do see some people manning the mounted crossbows, suggesting the Fogmen are still attacking. And there are some people still in the buildings, mounting the crossbows there as well, but there's nobody guarding the gate. And so we move up. Now that we're up close, nothing here worries me. I believe we can take on just about anything that we can find here. And so, just to err on the side of caution, we're going to send Ryoko into the central building here, and we're going to send Bash into the headquarters, just so we can see what's inside to make sure we're not underestimating them. Alright, moving them up, I think that they can make it without breaking their stealth. As Ryoko gets to the central building here, let's take a look. Yep, so this is kind of what I was expecting. So we have the static paladin guard, and then we have a couple of paladins, what I'm assuming here, all sleeping. Now, I'm going to actually have Ryoko try and knock out the static guard, so that way we can kidnap them and let everyone else sleep. While that's going on, let's take a look at Bash over. Oh no, what is that? Is that Inquisitor? Inquisitor Cullen's. Now's our chance. This is this is gonna be really bad for Bash. Okay, Bash, I really hope you make this basically 50% chance to knock this guy out. Let's give it a shot here. Oh my god, it actually worked. Okay, yes, so we're gonna have to kidnap Inquisitor Cullen's and this other paladin here now, and then we need to try and get out of here as quickly as possible. Okay, so it doesn't seem like any of the guards have seen us, and that is pretty much a clean getaway. Perfect, that could not have gone any better. As the breakers leave the military outpost, we take a minute to think about how this is probably the last time we're going to see this outpost in this condition. We have 2 prisoners, a standard paladin and the Inquisitor Cullens, the fort commander of this particular military outpost. Without him, this place will likely fall to the Fogmen. In all honesty, I still consider it making the world a better place. As we secure Inquisitor Cullens, we take a moment to report everything that has happened to Fox and everyone around. And then we head out for Squin. We're not going to take any time. We will turn in Inquisitor Cullens immediately. We want to see this end as quickly as possible. As we head up, we get close to the hub. It's been a while since we've been here. Unfortunately, we don't have time to stop in and say hi. We can hear the bustling crowds within. We can hear the laughter, the cheer. It's a much different place now than it used to be. And honestly, when we're done in Squin, maybe we'll stop by and have a drink. But for now, we head to Squin. After a few short days, the gates of Squin are within our sights. As we turn over the Inquisitor, we thank the Shek for everything they've given us. Sure, we have given them plenty too. We've now given them multiple high-ranking prisoners. But it's still nothing compared to what they've given us. Our entire start was successful because of them. And that's why we'll continue to do what we're doing. Our journey is going to pause here, though. That is all for today. It has been a long day, and it's time for some rest. I want to thank you guys for watching. If you like this episode, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.